boys. This is Manger Throne. This song was, I feel like if every Christmas there is a song that is a standout, fresh piece. I don't know what it's going to be for 2024. Maybe it'll be this one again, but for 2023, definitely. Phil Wickham, he's just constantly bringing the epic, anthemic songs of worship for the church. And
Right. What a shocker
yeah.
that he wrote a banger
Yes.
for Christmas.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, it's him and Chris Tomlin, Mr. Christmas is always among us somewheres, but at least they do bring us great music. I mean, it
Yes.
is a good song.
Yes.
It's no wonder that so many people have gravitated to this. Travis, do you have any thoughts about the song? I think there's a few things we can talk about, like the message of the song, the melody, or why the song has grabbed on so much, and then we can also talk about a few interesting things that we have done with it. So
Not really, except that I do have my first thoughts are about the recording process, particularly the
yeah.
vocals this time, because we found ourselves in maintaining the integrity of the range and the melody and the song, keeping it singable, but also giving it enough punch if it's a choir, if you want it to be choir led, which this is
Mm-hmm.
built for. So I just remember us, Mason, you'll remember, we worked really hard refining this one. Like we got into what
Hmm.
happens at the end and realized we needed to revoice some things to give it some
Yeah.
power, some energy, and so we worked really hard to get this sitting right where it's sitting, and I'm glad we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was, just again, kind of going back to our conversations, talking about, you know, key is the key of the song is one thing, but then, yeah, as we're recording, like, you can have an idea of where vocals sit, and then once you hear it all together, things change. And I think that, yeah, it was very much key on this song to make sure that, it is in the right range, again, for the congregation, for the choir, and but making sure it still has that punch that we want, and that really kind of drives the whole thing home. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Now I know there's a lot of arrangements out there in the landscape of this song, and and I'm not surprised. But as we bring this arrangement to it, I'm thinking like, what is unique, what's special, what might someone be looking for? Now we do pair this with the first Noel, which I don't think is from the original, so
Mm-mm.
that's kind
No.
of a unique take on it, and it also fits with just what we're trying to do with this whole series from Before the Manger. So that's something
Yeah,
definitely to watch for.
yeah, and I think, I mean, right, like that to me, and we've had these conversations a lot. Like when we're doing covers of songs, or we're new arrangements of songs, it's trying to figure out how can you do it differently? Can you do it differently? Reasons for that. And I think with this one, like even when we heard it, it's a great song, and definitely wanted to do it. And I don't know, it was something, especially coming out of Before the Manger, like kind of keeping that aesthetic and that vibe of kind of ethereal. A lot of the bell things, those things weren't present in Phil's version. And so again, kind of telling that story coming off of Before the Manger and going into this, keeping that, I think, really kind of helped push this where it was. And then, yeah, adding the first Noel is just kind of like, this button to the end of it was a lot of fun, and I
Hmm.
think really kind of over the edge.
Yeah,
That's
really good.
exactly right. I think when we do covers, I
Hmm.
think we have to ask ourselves why. Why are we doing
Hmm.
this? Do we need another
Yes.
version of this? If we're doing it, if I'm doing it, just have my name on a version. I don't want to waste my time doing that. I want to
Hmm.
Yeah.
uh, I want to hit some landscape that I think is missing in arrangements that exist, or I want to try to hit an audience or a group of people that might need something different. And so
Hmm.
Hmm.
that's what we do, and everything that Mason just said kind of applies
Hmm.
to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. I was just showing you here the resources we do have available. Again, all the same products available to download at praisecharts.com/MangerThrone. 83716. We'll put a link for it down below, and you can see all the music here just available. So I'm excited to listen to it. Let's go with Manger Throne. Here we go. There's that hook.
You could have stepped into creation with fire for all to see, brought every tribe and nation to their knees, arriving with the host of heaven in royal robe and crown, the rulers of the earth all bowing down. But you chose meekness over majesty, wrapped your power in humanity. Marched in all your glory into the heart of Rome, showed them splendor like they'd never known.
You got that march?
But you wrote a better story in humble Bethlehem, creator in the arms of common men. You will die for our redemption, and you'll rise so we can live. Glory be to you alone, King who reigns from a manger throne. My life, my praise, everything I own, to Jesus the King on a manger throne. From heaven to the cradle, from cradle to the cross, let heaven and nature sing, this is our King. But the grave couldn't hold him, our God has overcome. Let heaven and nature sing, this is our King. From heaven to the cradle, from cradle to the cross, let heaven and nature sing, this is our King. But the grave couldn't hold him, he has overcome. Heaven and nature sing, this is our King. Oh, hail the King, oh, hail the King.
Travis is getting choked up.
Yeah.
I did get a little choked up.
Sorry, it's so emotional for you, Travis. Yeah.
It was more physical than emotional, but a little of both.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Very, very epic. I mean, if your church does epic, is there room for a church that might be intimidated by that kind of like epic? I almost would feel like if I don't have a choir of 100 in an orchestra, can I pull that off? But
I mean, I was watching it go by that time with that in mind. I was watching the
good.
piano transcription. I think about my church growing up and how we always, we had limited accompaniment options, and I really do think a good song stands up. A good arrangement stands up under all of those scenarios.
Yeah.
And so I think
Yeah.
it does. It'll be different, but I think it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Very good.
I think
Okay.
that's exactly the key. I think if people hear it and they want to do it, they'll figure out how it works in their service in their congregation.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you want to grab all the resources, again, we've got them there at praisecharts.com/83716. The link is below. And the next song is stunning. It's another one that puts shivers up your spine with Silent Night. Can't wait for that. Here we go.